Hello everybody and welcome to a session I'm calling Bloaties. Some of the best moves you can do to alleviate bloating are bringing the knees in close to the body as well as twisting. So we will be exploring different exercises and sequences that bring these two exercises together to combat bloating. Coming down onto your mat, onto your back. Let's start with a total body stretch, reaching arms overhead, stretching out legs, breathing in deeply, drawing one knee into the chest. Wrap the hands around the front of the leg or hold under the leg if you prefer, and circle the foot around 10 times one direction and then the other. Hold underneath the leg as we extend the leg up to the sky, pointing and flexing the foot. Keep shoulders relaxed. Bend that knee back down into the chest and let's twist, drawing it across the body, opposite hand on top of that knee, as the other arm stretches out to a T shape. Stretch across the chest and return to center, knee to chest. Exhale, let's bring the forehead up towards the knee into an ab curl. Slow and controlled, and release it down. Total body stretch. Inhale and exhale. And knee number 2. Bring it into the chest, circle the foot. As you exhale, draw the knee in a little closer. Holding behind the leg, stretch the leg up, point and flex the foot. As you exhale, draw the leg a little closer. Bend the knee back down and twist that knee across the body. Opposite hand gently on top of the knee, resting the foot on the bottom leg. Reach the other arm, open exuberantly to the side in a T shape, reaching away and generating a stretch across the chest, shoulder, and arm. Return to the center, draw the knee in closer, and add the ab curl. See if the forehead or the nose can connect with the knee. Total body stretch, shake out those knees, reach the heels nice and long, open the arms into a T shape, feet on the mat, and let's drop the knees side to side, twisting and breathing into the twist. Pick up the legs a little higher in tabletop, glue the legs together, and continue twisting side to side. Tabletop legs to the right, and drag them over to the left. Not going all the way down, keeping them in motion, about 50-60% to one side and to the other. Keep the arms reaching out wide and long. You can look in the opposite direction of the twist. Both knees into the chest now. Hug those legs in close and rock it out side to side as you breathe in. Drop the breath and exhale out. Add the ab curl, bringing forehead towards the knees as we pick up the head, neck, and shoulders. Knees to chest, and slowly release, total body stretch. Arms up to the sky, rolling up to a sitting position. And we'll do a few more roll-ups and roll-downs. I'm anchoring my heels into the mat, flexing feet, keeping knees bent. You could also straighten the legs. Exhale to come up, shoulders on top of hips, and then roll through that spine down onto your back. Exhaling up, inhale tall at the top, and rolling back down. This time we're going to stay up at the top, round the arms, fingertips touching, and roll back halfway. Keep a C-curve shape in the spine as we twist side to side, looking over the back shoulder. Heels stay planted. Can try the same thing now with extended legs. Rounding back halfway. And twist, rotate, rotate, exhale, exhale. Soft shoulders. Come back to the center and continue all the way down. Total body stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Knees bent, feet hip-width apart, toes forward, soften the ribs, and angle the tailbone upwards. Bridge, lift up. I tend to be a rib cage popper, especially in the bridge, so just bringing some feedback by touching my ribs and allowing them to deepen more into the trunk of the body. Exhale, pick up the tailbone, the sacrum, the glutes and hips, low and middle back, and then reverse. Roll it back down again. Roll it up into bridge. Exhale. Roll it back down again to the bottom. Inhale. Point those kneecaps forward and engage inner thighs gently. Gently squeezing in. Let's keep the hips lifted at the top of the bridge and lift one leg to tabletop and place it down, then the other leg. So knee drawing in towards the body and then placing the foot back down into the ground, maintaining bridge. Keep the hips lifted if you can. Stretch arms to the sky. Let's pulse out the bridge. Down an inch and up an inch. Little pulse and pulse. Feet press down. Head stays centered. Hips up, reach those arms overhead as we slow motion roll through the spine, sacrum, and tailbone. Back down again. A few ab curls, hands behind the head. Let's exhale, curl up and inhale, return down. Keep the hips and legs stabilized. And then we'll keep the ab curl at the top and add the single leg tabletop leg lift. Let's pick up the legs a little quicker, doing toe taps down, and see if you can curl up a little higher with your ab curl. Add a twist, opposite shoulder to that knee as we twist and toe tap and toe tap. Back to the center, maintain tabletop legs and add some pulses here. Pull the belly button down and exhale up and up and up. Holding behind the legs, let's really flex the abdomen before drawing the knees in, resting the head down, and circling the legs out, around, and in. Reverse the leg circles. Rolling like a ball, holding the back of the legs or even the shins as we roll through the spine and come up into a balance. Keep it soft and continuous. Moving on to your side body. Drop down to the elbow, knees bent, And take that top leg, extend and bend. Another knee towards the chest move, and then extend and press it out nice and long. Super elongation at the end of that move. Bend it in, press it out. Inhale and exhale. Add a rotation as the knee bends in. We point that knee to the sky and then extend the leg long before coming back in. Bend and lift the knee up, extend and bring it back in. Bottom leg is still. We'll reverse the top leg. Rotate from the hip socket. Bend that knee pointing up and then bring the knee forward before extending long. Keep the leg super long, heel is a little bit higher than the toes. As we lift up a few inches and down, little lift and lift. Each lift the leg gets longer and longer. Bend both knees pointing down to the ground. Connect the inner edge of the feet into our clam opener. Lift the top leg, knee points up, and then close the top leg down. If you would like to be a superstar, you can bring both hands behind the head, increase your balance, stabilize the bottom leg, keep the feet frozen in space and little pulses with that top knee, up and up and up and up. Dropping both knees down, legs stacked. Let's open this up into a twist, reaching away. Breathe in. And let's keep the twist in motion. Reaching the arm forward, wide shoulder blades, and exhale, open up, reach it back. Inhale forward and exhale, reach it away. Let the legs stay quiet and stacked, feet flexed. Reach away and hold. Stagger the legs as you press yourself up, seated, side bend. Bottom arm just holding on to the legs as the top arm arcs up and overhead. Let's open up that side body. And then twisting away from the feet. Look over the back shoulder. Sit taller. Breathe deeper. And return to the center. Let's just do some rib cage breathing. Hands on the ribs as you inhale, feel the expansion, and exhale, draw the ribs in deeper. Side number 2, drop down onto that elbow, bend both knees. Take the top leg up, same height as the hip, and let's extend and bend. Go for lengthening as you reach the leg out. Keep the hips stacked as you bend the knee in. Add the rotation, bend in, lift the knee to the sky, extend the leg, and draw it back in again. Feel the rotation in the hip socket. Keep the rest of the body still. Reverse the direction of that top leg. Extend out, rotate up, bend the knee up to the sky, and then bring it forward before extending long again. Bottom leg is still. Keep the top leg straight, flex the foot, lift the heel a little higher. Let's get into the abductors. And up a few inches and down. Pulse and longer and longer. Moving into our clam, knees bent, inner edges of the feet glued together. Keep lifting those feet up as we open up the top leg, knee to the sky, and close it again. Try not to lean back with the hips or pelvis. Keep them stacked. And you can do your supermodel hands behind the head if you like. Hold the top leg here. Let's pulse and pulse. Up a few inches, up a few inches. Deep in the core. And release. Flex the feet, legs stacked into that side-lying tabletop position. Let's open it up into a twist. Breathe in here. And then we'll add some motion. Next, inhale. Reach that back arm forward, widen the shoulder blades, and then open it back up again. Inhale, reach, and exhale, twist open. The legs still and quiet, and just hold this last twist for one more breath. And then come up to a seated position with staggered legs into a side bend. Stretch that top arm up and overhead, maybe looking up to the sky. Breathe into the side body as you drop bottom shoulder. And take this into a twist, looking away from the legs and feet. Over that back shoulder. Sit up taller, press down into the sitting bones. Come to the center, hands on the ribs. Let's inhale, expand, and exhale, contract. Moving into quadruped. We'll do a few cat stretches here, rounding the spine, arching the back. Pulling up the belly button as we round, and squeezing shoulder blades as we extend. Tuck the toes into the ground this time. We'll add leaning back as we round, bending the elbows, untuck the toes as we lean forward and extend. Tuck the toes round back, drop the head, bend the elbows, untuck the toes, and arch the spine forward. One last time. Shake it out a little, shake it out, hips and shoulders. And tuck the toes as we move into plank pose. Bending the knees, let's sit back, heels high, and then press into plank again. So we're doing some plank presses. Bending the knees as we sit back, hips high, heels high, and then return to your plank, shoulders on top of hands. Moving back and forward, head drops, and then returns to alignment. Coming all the way down onto our abdominals, into prone position. Legs stretched out behind you, a little wider than the hips. Palms down and elbows down. We'll do a swan press up. Exhale and pressing up, and now float the arms and legs above the ground like a floating starfish. So we're going to go from swan to star, alternating. Exhale, press up, swan. You can look upwards, return down, and open up the arms to a T as you float those legs. Keep the gaze down for the star. Rolling on up into swan. Stay here for a look over one shoulder, then the other. Looking up. Return down with control and find the floating star. Look to one side, then the other. Reach the arms forward, looking over those fingertips, and release down to the ground. Good job. Coming up onto elbows under shoulders. Continue the look over one shoulder at that same side foot. Return to center. Tuck the toes, pick up the trunk of the body, and keep the knees down as we add a cat and cow motion in a modified elbow plank. Arching the spine, rounding the back, lifting the head, dropping the head. Move this all the way into child's pose. Let the abdomen rest on top of the legs, on top of the thighs, and breathe in to the rib cage. Gently rocking side to side if you like. Arms move over to one side. Let's add that side bend. Drop forehead. Keep the breath deep and smooth. Arms to the other side. More of a difficult position to breathe into, but try to enhance the breathing. Return to center. Last breath here. Coming up into a lunge. Step 1 foot forward, let the hips drop forward in front of that back knee. Let the abdomen press into the front thigh, and let's add that twist, opposite hand. Pressing down into the mat, other arms stretching up to the sky. Curl back toes, come up higher in your lunge. And try the twist from here. Shoulders stacked, front knee bends. And then straighten that front leg so both legs are straight. Bend into that front knee, open up the top arm, and return to center. Resting back knee down. Both hands on the same side, letting that front knee open out to the side before bringing the leg back. Find child's pose for a moment. And come up leg number 2. Step that foot forward. Hips dropping down. Let the trunk of the body press into the front leg. Let's open this up into a twist. Looking up. Bring it back down, tuck the back toes to straighten the back leg. A little higher in our lunge and we'll add the twist. Straighten the front leg if you can. Both legs straight. Keep breathing. And bend into the front knee. Bring the top hand down. Drop the back knee. Both hands on the inside of that front foot, and we can let that knee widen a little bit before returning to child's pose. Stack hands, rest forehead, and rock it out side to side if you like. Walk the hands back. Float the head above the ground. Stay for another breath. Breathing into the abdomen, the ribs, even the back. Find your way into plank. And pike those hips up to the sky, downward dog. Drop heels, toes forward. Bend one knee and hold here, that knee drawing towards the abdomen. And switch sides. Hips high, arms long. Lengthen the side body. Walk the feet and hands closer together into a forward bend. Release head and neck. You can hold on to the ankles to increase your balance. And if you can, let's hug the arms around the legs, pulling trunk of the body close to the thighs. Feet mat width apart. Let's reach for opposite elbows and sway side to side. Breath and balance. Return to the center, soften the knees. Hands can support walking up the legs, coming all the way to standing. Feet together, let's roll those shoulders up, back, around and down. Drop chin to chest and let's roll down the legs. Soften the knees, breathe in at the bottom. Hug the legs. Release the arms, walking up the legs and back to standing tall. Roll the shoulders. Just finishing with a gentle twisting action, letting the arms be natural, popping one heel as you twist to the opposite direction. Let the head and neck go with, and those arms can just start to make contact with the body, hitting into some meridians, some pressure points, some energy pockets. And slowly let that come to a natural stop. And thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully you're feeling a little lighter, a little better. Until next time.